AstroVed's Grand Ayyappa Invocation Program for all-round protection, prosperity, sin dissolution and wish fulfillment. Overview. Ayyappa, Chief Protector Archetype and bestower of material comforts and spiritual bliss. Ayyappa is a powerful protector archetype, destroyer of hardships and an abode of salvation, also known as Dharma Sastha, Harihara and Manikandan, born of the union of Shiva, the Supreme Dissolution Archetype, and Vishnu as Mohini, the Universal Preserver Archetype. He is the upholder of Dharma, cosmic law and order, truth, righteousness, and the embodiment of compassion, purity, selflessness, devotion, and spiritual bliss. This guardian of righteous conduct resides in the Sacred Mount of Sabarimala in Kerala, South India. As per traditional belief, those who worship Ayyappa by undergoing fasting, observing abstinence from worldly pleasures, and performing austerities are considered as the Swami Ayyappa himself. Sponsoring the preparation and journey of these devotees is equal to observing the austerities yourself and can bestow Ayyappa's abundant blessings to fulfill your sincere wishes, absolve sins, grant prosperity, good health and success, protect against all forms of dangers and negativity, and instill courage and strength to face challenges in life. For the first time in AstroVed history, we will be invoking Ayyappa through an exclusive suite of special pujas and services performed by experienced priests according to sacred protocols and traditions during his auspicious power time months, and by sponsoring the preparation and journey of these devotees undertaking the sacred pilgrimage to Sabarimala. Ayyappa's power helps reduce the malefic effects of Saturn. According to legend, Ayyappa and Saturn had a verbal duel about the harmful effects caused by Saturn during his ruling periods. Ayyappa wanted to relieve his devotees from Saturn's impact and declared that his devotees should undergo a severe austerity period of 41 days to avoid the difficulties of Saturn periods. Due to this special power of Ayyappa as the controller of Saturn, invoking him in special pujas is believed to reduce the negative impact of the following astrological configurations involving the placement of Saturn. Sade Sati, Saturn transiting 12th, 1st and 2nd house from the moon sign. Ashtama Shani and Artha Ashtama Shani, Saturn in 8th house and 4th house from the moon sign. Saturn Dhasa and Bhukti, major and minor planetary periods. Shani Dosha, Saturn afflictions. Highlights of AstroVed's Grand Ayyappa Invocation and Program. A unique part of this program is sponsoring the special ceremonies for the devotees undertaking the sacred pilgrimage to Sabarimala. This will include a special Ayyappa Puja on the culminating day of the 41-day Vratam, fast, preparation of the Irumudi Kettu, sacred double knotted travel kit, and the Yatra, journey to Sabarimala. 41 days Padi Puja to 18 sacred steps, representative of ascending the holy staircase of Ayyappa's sanctum, and concluding with a grand Ayyappa Puja to help you deeply connect with his grace and cleansing energy, safeguard against the harmful gaze of Saturn, and fulfill your wishes. Grand Fire Lab to Dharma Sastha to protect against evil, remove Saturn afflictions in the birth chart, and purify the mind and body. Sponsoring the preparation of the Irumudi Kettu for devotees, symbolic of the austerity and spiritual journey of the devotee. 3 power spots pujas at sacred Ayyappa vortices. Food feeding, sacred offering, and clothes donation. Legend of Ayyappa's birth and the origin of Sabarimala. According to the Brahmanda Purana, a demon called Bhasmasura received a boon from Shiva that anything he touched would burn to ashes. The demon wanted to test this boon on Shiva, and to save him, Vishnu took the form of Mohini an enchantress and vanquished the demon. When Shiva saw Mohini, he was overcome with passion and they united to form Dharma Sastha, Ayyappa. The baby was left on the banks of the river Pampa, where he was adopted by King Rajashekaran and was named Prince Manikandan. The purpose of Ayyappa's birth is revealed in the legend of Mahishi from the Sthala Purana. The demon Mahishasura, defeated by the goddess Durga, had a sister named Mahishi. She attained a boon of invincibility from Brahma with the condition that she could not be defeated by anyone born from a woman's womb, and went on to inflict suffering on the gods and plunder the world. Ayyappa, as Prince Manikandan, fought with the demoness Mahishi during his quest to obtain tigress milk to save his mother and defeated her, thereby fulfilling the divine cause of his birth, liberating her from her suffering and restoring dharma and justice in the world. Having accomplished his mission, he revealed his identity to the royal family. Before he left, he granted the king's request to build a shrine for him at the sanctified spot of Parashurama, Sabarimala, to help guide devotees on the path of salvation, purify their mind and body, dissolve sins and suffering, and help them unite with the divine consciousness within them. Ayyappa granted a boon to Rajashekaran that every year on Makara Sankaranti day, when the sun transitions into the sign Capricorn in the Tamil month of Thai in January, he would give darshan, sacred vision, to the world as a king adorned with his royal costume and 18 weapons, and appear in the form of a Jyoti, light, the Makara Vilakku. Sabarimala pilgrimage, journey to enlightenment and salvation. According to the Bhutanatha Upakyana, part of Brahmanda Purana, Ayyappa had instructed King Rajashekaran on the strict religious code of conduct to be followed to receive his darshan at Sabarimala. They are observing Ayyappa Diksha or Mandala Vratam austerities, 41 days of penance, fasting and puja. The devotees have to observe a 41-day penance before starting their pilgrimage by abstaining from physical pleasures and family ties, engaging in spiritual practices and pujas, and living like a celibate known as brahmachari. This is the most important prerequisite to undertake the holy pilgrimage to Sabarimala. The Tamil months of Kartigai, November 15th to December 14th, and Margazhi, December 15th to January 14th, are the most auspicious for Ayyappa, during which the Vratam, fast and Ayyappa Puja are observed. The process starts when the devotee receives the sacred Ayyappa Mala, garland of beads from the Guru Swami, an experienced Ayyappa devotee and leader of the pilgrimage group. Significance and blessings of observing Mandala Vratam. As per traditional belief, undergoing Ayyappa Diksha for 41 plus days acts as a remedy for all the troubles caused by Saturn. It can help the person attain Pancha Shuddhis, cleansing of 5 important aspects: the mind, body, speech, karma, and food habits. Ayyappa devotees willingly undergo this penance to please Saturn, as it is equivalent to the difficulties that occur during Sade Sati and can help them overcome this unfavorable period with Ayyappa's blessings. Preparing the Irumudi Kettu, a double knotted travel kit carried by devotees representing their spiritual journey. On the final day of Ayyappa Diksha, the devotees equip themselves for the journey with a special puja that includes the preparing and packing of the Irumudi Kettu by the Guru Swami for the Sabarimala pilgrimage. Only those who observe the 41-day fast are allowed to carry it, and without the Irumudi, the devotee cannot climb the Padinettam Padi, 18 sacred steps at the Sannidhanam, sanctum of Ayyappa at Sabarimala. The bag is evocative of Ayyappa's trip to the forest for tigress milk. It has twin pockets, the Munmudi, front portion, and the Pinmudi, rear portion, in addition to an opening in the middle. The puja articles and Varipadu, offerings to Ayyappa, including the Neithenga, coconut filled with ghee for hydration ceremony, Vidilai Thengai, 2 to 4 coconuts to break on the journey and at the start of the 18 sacred steps, and food offerings to make Panchamritam and Panagam are placed in the front bag. The pilgrim's personal belongings and food for the journey are packed in the rear pouch. The ghee coconut is the most important component as it encapsulates the essence of the journey to Sabarimala. It represents the act of purifying the physical body, cleansing the outer husk of the coconut, emptying oneself of worldly pleasures, draining the water in the coconut, and filling the void with the pure life force, ghee. Bathing the deity with this ghee amounts to merging one's consciousness with the divine. Irumudi binds the worshipper with the worshipped. It is such a strong tie that the devotee and the divine are no longer two different entities but a single whole. The front portion of the Irumudi represents the devotee's spiritual life and the rear portion relates to his worldly desires. As the journey to the holy hill progresses, the rear portion of the Irumudi diminishes, symbolizing the dissolving of sins and purifying of the mind and body. Journey to the sanctum and climbing the Padinettam Padi, 18 sacred steps. Devotees undergo the journey towards the sacred mount by foot, carrying their Irumudi bundles as a group. They stop to bathe in the holy river Pampa. The significance of Pampa in the Sabarimala pilgrimage draws from the belief that King Rajashekaran of Pandalam found infant Ayyappa here. Considered as holy as the Ganges, worshippers believe that the water purifies one from curses, sins, and evil. The final act of this journey is ascending the 18 stairs to reach Ayyappa's inner sanctum. According to Powerspot legend, each holy step represents a particular deity and each of them guards Ayyappa. The 18 Devatas are the Adhisthana Murtis, idols on a decorated platform of the 18 mountain ranges around the shrine, installed in the 18 steps with Ayyappa at the top in his sanctum. Some believe the 18 steps represent the 18 weapons at Ayyappa's disposal, which he wields to destroy injustice and evil forces in the world and restore righteousness. However, the most widely believed interpretation of the 18 steps is as follows. Panchendriya, 5 senses representing the mortal nature of the body: vision, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. Ashtaraga, 8 human traits: desire, anger, greed, lust, pride, jealousy, envy, and boastfulness. Triguna, nature-born qualities: sattva, clarity, rajas, activity, and tamas, inertia. Last 2 steps: vidya, knowledge, and avidya, ignorance. Climbing the 18 sacred steps symbolizes the shedding of material desires and the rise in spiritual progress, accompanied by inner refinement, and finally attaining oneness with the divine, the actual purpose of the Sabarimala pilgrimage. Those who cross the 18th step are believed to achieve Punya Darshan, or the sacred vision of the deity.